Hello, friends. Understand the power of self-talk. Let's begin by exploring the nature of self-talk, the conversations you have with yourself every moment of every day. These thoughts, often repetitive, are shaping your reality, whether you realize it or not. Every thought you think sends a signal, and your brain and body respond accordingly. So when you wake up in the morning and immediately think about the stress of the day, you've already begun programming yourself into a specific state of being. The question is, what are you rehearsing? Are you rehearsing failure, anxiety, or fear through your inner dialogue, or are you rehearsing empowerment, courage, and possibility? And understand that the brain doesn't distinguish between an event that occurs in the physical world and an event vividly imagined. When you replay negative scenarios in your mind, you're literally training your brain to expect and even seek those outcomes. Now let's dive into the biology of this. Every time you think a thought, your neurons fire in specific patterns. This is known as neural activity, and the more you repeat a thought, the stronger the neural connections become. It's like carving a path through a forest. The more you walk the same trail, the clearer it becomes, making it easier to travel next time. So if your self-talk is predominantly negative, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or why does this always happen to me? You are literally wiring your brain for those experiences. But here's the empowering truth: you can change the narrative. You are not the victim of your thoughts, you are their creator. By becoming conscious of your inner dialogue, you take the first step toward breaking free from those old limiting patterns. And how do you do that? Awareness. Awareness is the first step to change. Notice the tone of your inner voice. Is it critical? Does it feel familiar, like an echo of past experiences, perhaps from a parent, teacher, or someone who doubted you? Understand that these voices aren't inherently yours, they were adopted. Let me give you an example. Imagine you catch yourself thinking, I'll never be able to do this. Stop right there. Interrupt the thought. Pause and ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it even true? This act of questioning disrupts the automatic response and creates space for a new narrative to emerge. And this is where positive affirmations come into play. An affirmation is a deliberate statement you use to override old, limiting thoughts. But for an affirmation to work, it must be more than words. It must be paired with feeling. Why? Because the body responds to emotion far more than logic. If you say, I am confident but feel insecure as you say it, your body is going to believe the feeling over the words. So how do you align your feelings with your affirmations? You rehearse them, but you do so with intention. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and calm your body. Then speak your affirmation as though it's already true. Don't say, I will be confident. Say, I am confident. Picture yourself acting confidently. See the outcomes and feel the emotion as though it's happening now. This is where the magic happens. Why is this important? Because your body is your subconscious mind. If you repeatedly feel confident, your body starts to memorize the feeling as a state of being. Over time, this becomes your default mode, and you don't even have to try to be confident. It just happens naturally. Now let's talk about the science of repetition. For years, neuroscientists believed the brain was fixed, that its structure couldn't change after a certain age. But we now know about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself throughout your life. The more you practice positive self-talk, the more you rewire your brain for success. It's not about saying an affirmation once or twice, it's about consistency. Think of it like training a muscle. If you go to the gym once and expect to be fit, you'll be disappointed. But if you show up regularly, day after day, the results are inevitable. It's the same with your self-talk. You are literally building a new brain. Now let's address a common question. What if I don't believe my affirmations? That's perfectly normal at first. Remember, you've likely spent years reinforcing the opposite belief. Don't get discouraged. Instead, start with affirmations that feel achievable. Instead of saying, I am a millionaire, say, I am learning to create financial abundance. This bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And as you practice, something remarkable happens. Your brain begins to generate evidence that supports your new beliefs. This is known as the reticular activating system, RAS, a network of neurons in your brainstem that filters the information you receive. If you consistently tell yourself, I am capable, your RA starts to notice opportunities, resources, and connections that align with that belief. Let's take this further. Your self-talk doesn't just affect your mind, it impacts your body on a cellular level. Every thought you think triggers a chemical reaction. Positive thoughts release chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which promote feelings of happiness and well-being. Negative thoughts, on the other hand, can flood your body with stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, chronic stress can weaken your immune system, disrupt your digestion, and even damage your DNA. So when we talk about the power of self-talk, we're not just discussing psychology, we're talking about biology. By changing your thoughts, you're literally changing your physiology. Let's do a quick exercise. Think about a time when you achieved something you were proud of. Close your eyes and relive that moment. What did it feel like? How did your body respond? Now compare that to the feeling of replaying a failure or a mistake. The difference is immediate and profound, isn't it? This is the power you hold within you every day. Another important aspect of self-talk is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift your inner dialogue because it forces you to focus on abundance rather than lack. When you practice gratitude, you're telling your brain, I have enough. I am enough. This rewires your mind to seek more of what's good in your life. Start small. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. Perhaps it's the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, or the simple act of breathing. As you cultivate gratitude, your self-talk naturally becomes more positive. Now, let's address the connection between self-talk and identity. Your self-talk is a reflection of who you believe you are. If you say, I'm not good at math, you're reinforcing an identity. But if you say, I'm improving my math skills, you're creating a new one. Identity is powerful because it governs your habits, behaviors, and choices. So ask yourself, who do you want to become? Write it down. Create a clear vision of your future self and start speaking to yourself as though you are already that person. The more you align your self-talk with this vision, the faster you'll become it. And finally, let's discuss the importance of forgiveness in self-talk. Often the harshest voice you'll hear is your own, replaying past mistakes and failures. But holding on to guilt or shame serves no one. Forgive yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Say, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time, and now I'm choosing a better path. Remember, your self-talk is not just a tool, it's a practice, a lifestyle. When you consciously direct your thoughts, you become the architect of your reality. You step out of the victim mindset and into the creator mindset. And from there, anything is possible. Visualize success daily. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you truly desire. Visualizing success is not just an exercise in imagination, it's a neurological practice that can reshape your brain, rewire your habits, and direct your future. What you consistently visualize, your brain perceives as real. This is the foundation of creating a reality that aligns with your goals. Every thought we think produces a chemical reaction in the brain. When you think about something uplifting, your brain produces chemicals like dopamine or serotonin. These chemicals make you feel good, motivated, and focused. However, when you dwell on fear, failure, or negativity, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, which can impair your decision-making and keep you trapped in survival mode. Visualization is the key to shifting from survival mode into creation mode. When you close your eyes and vividly picture your future self, successful, thriving, happy, you are literally training your brain to think as if it's already happening. And here's where it gets exciting. The brain doesn't know the difference between what you're vividly imagining and what's actually happening. You are literally training your brain to think as if it's already happening. You are literally training your brain to think as if it's already happening. You are literally training your brain to visually associate the perception, the science of visualization. And let me break this down for you. Neuroscience has proven that when you visualize, you activate the same neural networks that you would use if you were physically doing the activity. For example, if you're visualizing yourself giving a confident presentation in front of a large audience, the same regions in your brain light up as if you were actually on that stage. This mental rehearsal helps prepare your brain for success before you even take action. Now think about this. Every time you visualize, you're not just seeing a picture, you're also feeling an emotion. That emotion is crucial because emotions are the chemical signatures of experiences. So if you're visualizing yourself succeeding and feeling joy, confidence, and excitement, you're training your body to feel as though it's already living in that reality. Steps to effective visualization. To make visualization a daily practice, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit down, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. The first step is to calm your mind and body. If your mind is racing with to-do lists or stress, it will be difficult to focus on your vision. Once you're calm, bring to mind the image of your ideal future. Don't just see it. Experience it with all your senses. If you want a successful career, visualize the details, the office space, the people congratulating you, the sound of applause after your presentation, or the feeling of a handshake after closing a major deal. What's important here is consistency. Your brain is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds. Each time you visualize, you're watering those seeds and helping them grow. The more you do it, the stronger those neural pathways become. The role of emotion. Now, let's talk about the role of emotions in visualization. Many people make the mistake of visualizing without truly feeling the emotions of their success. They go through the motions, seeing the images in their mind, but remaining emotionally detached. This is a missed opportunity. Why? Because emotions are what signal your body to believe that the experience is real. If you are visualizing yourself as successful, but still feeling doubt or fear, your body will align with the doubt, not the vision. Instead, you need to feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement of already having achieved your goal. When you combine a clear intention, your visualization, with an elevated emotion, your feeling, you create a powerful signal that instructs your brain and body to start working toward that reality. The importance of repetition. Repetition is how we learn. Think about how you learned to ride a bike or drive a car. It wasn't a one-time event. It was something you practiced over and over again until it became second nature. The same principle applies to visualization. By visualizing your success daily, you're reinforcing the idea in your subconscious mind. Your brain starts to accept it as your new normal. And over time, you'll notice subtle shifts in your thoughts, behaviors, and opportunities that align with your vision. Overcoming resistance. You might encounter resistance when you first start visualizing. Your mind might say, this isn't real, or this is too far-fetched. This is normal because your brain is wired to resist change. It's trying to protect you by keeping you in familiar territory. The key is to persist. Every time you visualize, you're sending a message to your brain that this new reality is important to you. Over time, your brain will start to believe it. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Building the habit. To make visualization a habit, link it to something you already do daily. So, for example, you could visualize your success first thing in the morning, before you get out of bed, or right before you go to sleep at night. These are powerful times because you're in a relaxed state and more receptive to new information. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes each day for this practice. Treat it like a meeting with your future self. Remember, this isn't just daydreaming. It's a deliberate act of creation. Trusting the process. One of the most important aspects of visualization is trust. You must trust that the process is working, even if you don't see immediate results. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your efforts will take time to manifest. The deepest desire lies in the heart. You have to trust that the process is working, even if you don't see immediate results. Just as a seed takes time to manifest. But here's the truth. Every time you visualize, you're planting seeds in your subconscious mind. And as you continue to nurture those seeds with emotion and repetition, they will grow into your reality. Enhancing your visualization practice. To take your visualization to the next level, you can use tools like vision boards or guided meditations. A vision board is a physical representation of your goals and dreams. By looking at it regularly, you reinforce your mental images and keep your goals top of mind. Guided meditations can also help you focus and deepen your practice. They provide structure and guidance, especially for if you're new to visualization. The ripple effect. What's amazing about visualization is that it doesn't just change your internal world, it also changes your external reality. When you consistently visualize and feel the emotions of success, you start to notice opportunities and possibilities that you may have overlooked before. This is not magic, it's neuroscience. Your brain has a filter called the reticular activating system, RAS, that helps you focus on what's important to you. When you visualize your goals, you're programming your RAS to pay attention to anything that aligns with your vision. Conclusion, keep this in mind. Success is not just about what you do, it's about who you become. When you visualize daily, you're not just imagining a better future, you're training your brain to create it. This is the power of visualization. With consistency, emotion, and trust, you can transform your life from the inside out. Talk about something profoundly transformative. Your environment. You might not realize it, but the influences around you, the people you engage with, the media you consume, the energy you allow into your space are all shaping your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately your reality. Think of your mind as fertile soil. Whatever is planted there grows. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and limitation, that's what will flourish. But if you immerse yourself in positivity, empowerment, and support, you create fertile ground for success and self-mastery. Now I want you to deeply reflect on this. Who and what are you allowing to shape your mind? The science of energy and influence. Every person, every piece of information, every interaction carries energy. When you interact with someone who is supportive, encouraging, or ambitious, their energy can elevate your own. Similarly, negative influences, criticism, gossip, or fear-mongering drag you down into lower emotional states. This isn't just measurable. Energy is measurable and has a profound impact on your brain and body. Well, neuroscience has shown us that our brains are constantly rewiring themselves. This process, called neuroplasticity, means that the stimuli you expose yourself to create new neural connections. Positive influences strengthen pathways related to confidence, creativity, and optimism. Negative ones, they reinforce stress, fear, and limitation. So, ask yourself, what kind of energy are you absorbing, and how is it wiring your brain? Identifying toxic influences. One of the first steps to surrounding yourself with positivity is identifying the areas in your life that drain you. These might be relationships, habits, or even environments. Consider this. Is there someone who consistently makes you doubt yourself? Are you consuming news or social media that perpetuates fear and negativity? Do your conversations often revolve around problems rather than solutions? Toxic influences are subtle. They creep into your mind and take root, feeding your subconscious with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or the world is full of limitations. But here's the empowering part. You can consciously choose what influences you. You are not at the mercy of your environment. So, cultivating an empowering inner circle. Now let's talk about creating a circle of influence that lifts you higher. This doesn't mean you abandon everyone in your life, but it does mean becoming selective about who and what you allow into your mental and emotional space. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and believe in your potential. These are people who align with your vision of success and remind you of your greatness. When you're in their presence, notice how their energy makes you feel. Do you feel uplifted, motivated, and aligned with your goals? That's the kind of influence you want. When you make a choice to truly grow to its full potential, these are the people who you spend your time with, most of us. That would be my guess. And the people who later on can make you smile, they're the people who would spend your time. The role of mirror neurons. Here's something fascinating. Your brain is equipped with mirror neurons. These neurons fire not only when you perform an action, but also when you observe someone else doing it. This means that spending time with successful, confident, and positive people activates the same neural pathways in your brain as if you were embodying those traits yourself. So when you surround yourself with positive influences, you're literally reprogramming your brain for success. You're wiring yourself for confidence, creativity, and resilience simply by observing and interacting with people who embody those qualities. Reprogramming through visualization. Visualization ties directly into this process. When you visualize success, you're engaging your brain in a powerful exercise that strengthens your connection to that future reality. But what happens when your external environment contradicts your internal vision? If you're surrounded by people or influences that constantly undermine your dreams, your brain receives mixed signals. This is why your environment must align with your internal work. Surround yourself with people who not only support your vision, but also mirror the energy of that future reality. These individuals act as an extension of your visualization practice, reinforcing the neural pathways you're building. Breaking the cycle of negative self-talk. Let's connect this to self-talk. If you're exposed to negativity, it often manifests as internal dialogue. For example, if someone consistently criticizes you, over time, you may start to internalize those words and repeat them to yourself. Now, imagine the opposite. When you're surrounded by positive influences, their encouragement and belief in you echo in your mind. You start to adopt those affirmations as your own. I am capable. I am deserving of success. I can achieve this. Remember, your environment doesn't just shape your thoughts, it becomes your thoughts. Yeah. Elevating your energy with intentional consumption. It's not just about people. What you read, watch, and listen to matters. Every book, podcast, or video you consume feeds your subconscious. Choose content that inspires, educates, and uplifts. If you're serious about reprogramming your mind for success, curate your inputs intentionally. Start your day with a podcast that energizes you, or a book that expands your perspective. Limit your exposure to fear-based media. Instead, fill your space with stories of resilience, achievement, and innovation. This is how you train your brain to focus on possibility rather than limitation. Creating a positive feedback loop. When you surround yourself with positive influences, something incredible happens. You create a feedback loop. Their energy boosts yours, and your elevated energy, in turn, influences them. This mutual exchange amplifies the collective vibration, making it easier for everyone involved to thrive. This isn't just about building relationships. It's about creating an ecosystem of success. Imagine being part of a community where everyone supports each other's growth and celebrates each other's wins. This collective energy becomes a powerful force that propels you forward. Shifting your identity, To truly embrace positivity, you must also shift your identity. Who do you see yourself as? If you identify as someone who struggles or doubts, that's what you'll continue to experience. Right? But when you align yourself with positive influences, they help you see yourself in a new light as someone capable, deserving, and unstoppable. You must also believe that you belong in that environment. Daily practices to reinforce positivity. Here's how you can make positivity a daily practice. Morning. Start your day by asking, what kind of energy do I want to cultivate today? 2, gratitude journaling. Write down 3 people or influences that uplift you, and why you're grateful for them. 3, intentional connections. Reach out to someone who inspires you. A simple conversation can elevate your energy. 4, content curation. Dedicate time to consuming positive, growth-oriented material. Final evening check-in. Reflect on how your environment influenced you during the day and make adjustments as needed. Yeah. The ripple effect of positivity. When you commit to surrounding yourself with positive influences, you're not just transforming your own life, you're creating a ripple effect. Your energy impacts everyone you encounter. By elevating your state, you inspire others to do the same. This ripple effect reinforces your own transformation. As you see the positive changes in others, it strengthens your belief in what's possible for yourself. The journey to success and self-mastery begins with the environments you create and the influences you allow. Your surroundings are a mirror of your inner state. Choose positivity and watch as your life aligns with the vision you've been working so hard to create. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. Let's begin by discussing our perception of life and our ability to manifest success. You see, gratitude is more than just a fleeting feeling. It's a state of being. When you express gratitude, you're signaling to your brain that you're in possession of what you desire, even if it hasn't physically manifested yet. This act is a powerful message to your subconscious mind. I am abundant. I am fulfilled. I am worthy. It's a focus of attention, not just to yourself, but to your people, to your parents, to your adults, everybody you know who's getting. Gratitude rewires your brain, altering the neural pathways responsible for emotional responses. Neuroscience shows us that when you genuinely feel grateful, your brain releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals associated with happiness and contentment. But here's the thing. These chemicals don't just make you feel good. They prepare your body to receive the very experiences that match that state. Now, let's connect this to self-talk, visualization, and your environment. When you combine gratitude with positive self-talk, you're engaging in a powerful form of mental rehearsal. For instance, instead of saying, "I will achieve success," you can say, "I am grateful for the success I already have." This statement is not only empowering, but it also places you in the present moment, which is where all creation happens. When you think about your life, what do you dwell on? Are you focusing on what you lack, or are you celebrating what you already possess? This is where mindfulness enters the picture. Being mindful means being present, truly aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It's about noticing when you slip into patterns of negativity or self-doubt and gently redirecting your focus. Every morning before you start your day, I encourage you to sit quietly, close your eyes, and bring to mind something you're genuinely thankful for. It could be your family, your health, or even a future goal that you're working toward. Visualize this as though it's already a part of your life. Feel it. Don't just think about it intellectually. Engage your emotions. Allow the gratitude to permeate your entire being. And as you do this, you'll notice a shift in your thoughts. The doubts, fears, and self-sabotaging beliefs that once consumed you will begin to dissipate. Why? Because you're training your brain to focus on what's working in your life instead of what's not. You're teaching yourself to look for opportunities rather than obstacles. Let's deepen this concept with visualization. Gratitude and visualization are a perfect pair because both require imagination and emotional involvement. As you visualize your goals, imagine yourself living them right now. Feel the joy of success. See the faces of the people around you. Hear their words of encouragement and experience the sensations of that reality. This practice not only fuels your motivation, but also strengthens your ability to act as if the life you want is already yours. Here's a crucial point. The brain doesn't differentiate between a deeply felt experience and reality. This means that the more you practice gratitude and visualization, the more your brain rewires itself to believe you've already achieved your goals. This process is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Just like building muscle, creating a positive mindset requires repetition and consistency. Every time you express gratitude, every time you visualize success, you're strengthening the neural connections that support those thoughts and emotions. Now, let's talk about the people you surround yourself with and the impact they have on your ability to remain grateful and mindful. Your environment shapes your energy, and energy is contagious. If you are constantly around people who complain, doubt, or criticize, their negativity can seep into your own thought patterns. But when you align yourself with individuals who are positive, supportive, and driven, you begin to mirror their energy. Their optimism reinforces your own, and their success inspires you to believe in your potential. Surround yourself with those who encourage gratitude and mindfulness in their own lives, and you'll find it much easier to cultivate these qualities in your own. At this point, you might be wondering, what if I can't control my environment? What if I'm surrounded by negativity? The answer lies in mindfulness. You see, being mindful doesn't mean avoiding reality. It means observing it without letting it dictate your inner state. If someone around you is negative, recognize it but don't absorb it. Instead, practice gratitude internally. Focus on the things you appreciate about your own life and let that energy shield you from external influences. And remember, gratitude is not limited to the good moments. In fact, the most profound transformations often come from being grateful in the midst of challenges. When you can look at a setback and say, thank you for this lesson, you're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You've taken control of your narrative. Now, let's integrate mindfulness into your daily routine. It doesn't have to be complicated. Start small. Set aside 5 minutes a day to sit in stillness and focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, and they will, acknowledge them, but don't engage with them. Just let them pass like clouds in the sky. This simple practice trains your brain to become less reactive and more centered. It's over time, you'll notice a shift. The chatter of negativity will quiet down, and you'll find it easier to stay present. And in the present moment, everything is possible. This is where gratitude flourishes. This is where success is born. And when it comes to gratitude, don't just feel it. Express it. Write it down. Share it with others. The more you articulate what you're grateful for, the more real it becomes. Gratitude journaling is an excellent tool for this. Every night before bed, jot down 3 things that went well during the day. They don't have to be monumental. It could be as simple as a kind word from a colleague or a moment of peace during a busy day. As you make this a habit, you'll start to see patterns. You'll realize that even on the toughest days, there's always something to be grateful for. And this realization will shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. So when you combine gratitude with mindfulness, positive self-talk, and visualization, you're creating a powerful framework for success. You're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or old limiting beliefs. Instead, you're actively shaping your reality from the inside out.